Hello there, Food World. I'm Robert Crutchfield with CrutchfieldCooks.com. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to mix up a nice, easy turkey loaf. Something with a old-time family flair that can feed a lot of people for not a lot of money. What you want to do is you want to start with 1 pound of ground turkey. I'm going to add some sauteed onions and green peppers. And what you also want to do with this or almost any other meatloaf is add some crackers. Help bind things together. And you kind of have to go by feel on these. You don't want to use too many or your loaf will end up too dry. But just start with a good handful. And see where you end up. We also want to put some garlic salt on here. And for a little bit more color and a little bit of a more rustic taste, some parsley. Then we get to the fun part. As I've said a few different places, 2 of the best tools in any kitchen are 2 clean hands. So you want to get in here and get it mixed up real good. Just knead it and mix it all around and like that. So it gets all kind of combined in together. One thing about cooking is you can't be afraid of getting your hands messy, because you cook enough, it's just going to happen. Okay, that's actually looking pretty good. So what we want to do is get our pan. In this case, I've got a sheet pan with some foil and a little bit of oil on it, just to keep things from sticking too much or whatever. And you just dump your meatloaf mixture onto the pan. And if you want to, you can knead it a little bit more, like so. And as you do this, you start forming it into a little loaf. The thicker you make it, the longer you're going to have to cook it. There's no real set way of doing it. I usually do it about like this. And excuse me, let me rinse my hands real quick. And our oven is preheated to 375 degrees. I've got a food brush. Make sure it's a food brush, not one from the garage. That's not how it works. And what we do is we're just going to glaze this turkey loaf with a good layer of just plain regular ketchup, which what this does, it'll help create kind of a good crust on the loaf itself. It of course gives it a little bit of flavor, makes it a little more tomatoey. Some people go to the store and they'll buy meatloaf sauce, which is not much more than the same thing. A little tomato sauce, maybe a few different seasonings. But that gets into what I call pantry cooking. If you don't need to go to the store, you got ketchup in the fridge, you could just as easy do it this way. That's looking pretty good right there. So, what we do with that is we take it and we put it in our 375 oven for about 35 minutes. And it's really that easy.